Well, here we are with Booger Mobile. I've had a few requests over the time of us to go through the specifics of what we've actually done to Booger Mobile to get it ready for this year's Camp Quality esCarpade. So we'll have a bit of a walk around and I'll point out the interesting things as we go past. Okay, all of the chrome and the various bits and pieces on the outside of Booger Mobile are all original. The ones that have been reattached with the original clips. As you can see, there's quite a number that aren't reattached. That's because most of the original clips were stuffed. Wandering down the back, ultra close up of the boot there, sorry about that. Okay, so around the back, the rear window is the original toughened glass window. We've got all of the original lights and bumper bars and things on it. Alright, and around this side, okay, this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. First of all, you might notice that, down the back here, we've got some 15 by 6 inch Ford Interceptor rims. Some people will call these Pursuit rims. Pursuit is the Holden version of the same rim, so these are Interceptor rims. These are off an EF to EL Falcon, so sort of mid-90s-ish Falcons. You'll also notice the 5 stud pattern on the rear wheels. That's because we have an XP Ute diff in it, because the XP Utes came out with the 5 stud pattern. That has the added benefit of giving us much larger drum brakes on the back. Inside Booger Mobile is reasonably standard. It has a standard back seat, so that's the... Hey, look, there's my reflection. Sorry about that, folks. That's the standard back seat. That's the original back seat that came with Booger Mobile. And in the front seat, we've got what's called a bench bucket seat, which means that basically each of the drivers in the passenger seat can be independently tilted forward and back. So while I'm driving, Scotty might want to have a sleep and vice versa. That's out of an XF panel van that was out of. Okay, we have an aftermarket steering wheel and a Boss kit. They were just put on basically, from any old auto shop. We have some aftermarket gauges just because that's how we roll. This is where things get a bit more interesting. Inside we have a Borg-Warner 35 T-bar auto out of a 1981 XD Falcon. Originally Booger Mobile was a column shift 2-speed, so now it's got the floor shift, so obviously we had to cut that in through the tunnel. The carpet inside is a standard aftermarket set of 2-piece carpet that I just needed to cut a larger hole in to actually fit through. Round to the front, we've got a set of XD, again, Falcon disc brakes on the front end, again giving us the 5 stud pattern. And to power those, what we needed to do was actually get a VH40 remote brake booster, and that's it right there, the big gold thing. To power that, we've got an aftermarket brand new HQ Holden master cylinder, because that's a dual circuit one that happens to bolt on in the same configuration. All we really needed to do for that was to adjust the little push pin thing slightly. We have a 250 pre-crossflow out of an XY Falcon as the engine. As you can see, I've lined up the air horns down that side brace there, beautiful. Keeping that cool, we have a VS Commodore radiator with a shroud from an XC Falcon on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there, but down the bottom there is a little bracket, which is what the radiator is mounted on, and then another little custom bracket just at the top there, and that's what's holding the radiator in. In order to put that radiator in, and the reason we did that is because the 250 pre-crossflow is a little bit longer than the standard 200. We had to move the battery tray back a little bit to give us enough room. And that's pretty much it, folks.